Hello, folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, today another exciting session. As we can see, it seems in the US everything is bullish. US dollar bullish, markets bullish, just everything is bullish, and that's just insane because it's not bullish. Nothing looks really bullish. They are telling us it's bullish, but it's not. And like JP Morgan just did today, just if Nancy Pelosi just can land in Taiwan without any issues, that's bullish for the markets. That's what they want. That's exactly their their goal. My opinion, and that's why I'm really happy down to trade. Sometimes I'm looking to the chart and saying, oh, I would long here, oh, I would short here. But taking into account the whole situation, I'm very happy to stay away, to be honest. Really, really happy. However, um, that's just what they are just building at the moment is an illusion. And that works for a certain time. That's like a house of cards. You can do that, even build very high. But you just need a little wind and it will collapse. And the same is going to happen here. They are just accelerating something um, that's going to fail. And they know that. And that's the sad part of the whole thing because they know it's going to collapse. They know it's not to have a happy end at the end of the day. But in my opinion, it's part, at least it's my personal interpretation, it's desperation because they still have books really filled with stocks. I have showed you about, and I have mentioned that since weeks, and no one, as I know, no one said that BlackRock is in big trouble because, like many federal banks and like many other private banks, like Deutsche Bank, they have still big portfolios. They didn't reduce their portfolios at, well, just few years ago. They should start early to reduce their portfolios, and they missed that. And now they are in a situation where they see it's not in their control. It's not, that's what I mentioned many times, is the Fed can't control inflation if it's not in their, how can I see, it's not control. You can reduce the impact, but it's a global disruption. You can fix that. And even if we check more and more the opportunities, the options that Fed has, for example, a 9 trillion balance sheet to reduce the 9 trillion, it's not going to work because, as we have seen, um, they can reduce the balance sheet by 1.5 trillion. That's okay, but that's that's just far away from their goal. And on the other side, they don't can just raise their rates because banks will be in trouble then. Not only banks, by the way. So it doesn't matter what they do. It will take a lot of time that we don't have anymore. And in my opinion, it just doesn't look good. And what they are doing just to push the prices up and to use every excuse to say, hey, that's bullish. The bear market is done. That's just, I wouldn't say that's manipulation. That's business. That's just business. And we should have that in mind all the time. It doesn't matter if you are longing, it doesn't matter if you are shorting, but they are changing their rules. And we need to adapt or to stay away. Let us start with the daily market analysis. That was just my opinion to the global economy situation, the markets right now, and so on and so forth. However, let us check what happens here. Wealth ratio daily. Well, it lifted up very hard, it declined, it's back to its initial position just 2, 3 days ago, and that's it. I mean, as you see, it looks like it wants to decline even more. I am still waiting for the execution. But with the flip of narrative, it's I really don't know if they are even surprising whales. I'm a little bit surprised because that didn't happen in the past. And the weights ratio has just one information and one quality. So usually it should start to dump and it's not doing it. Even the volume, if we check the volume, it's not rising enough that could, indicate us, hey, it's playing out, they are pushing down, but the bulls are so strong, it's not happening. So usually it doesn't take weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm at the moment, I just chill, I just have patience and waiting for the next few days and see what's going to happen. But if they try to redefine everything that's bearish and was bearish before, it's now bullish. They use every story. If they say, "Oh, we have more unemployment," yeah, but that's not a recession. We have an unemployment because it's seasonal, or whatever they will tell us. Like they did with inflation, like they did with interest rate hikes, and with other things. And that's, in my opinion, at the moment, something I haven't seen before, not in that quality. And I don't know if that's the big problem at the moment. So this change of narrative and push the markets to the upside, even if it's just short term. Just now, over the summer, with low volume, push the markets up, and when people are coming back from vacation, push to the downside. Possible. I really can't say that. However, let us go forward. What we can see here is, to be honest, that the waste ratio 1 hour dumped once. Usually we need to see if it's going to happen again and again and again, because that could be also an indicator they want to push the price more to the upside. At the moment, once usually means that played out already. They went up, you know, even twice. That was a pump and dump. It's everything right now to scalp retailers, in my opinion. Pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. That's what they are doing all the time, all the time. So, if we check the Wales ratio 30 hours moving average, it declined very hard. It's lifting up at the moment. If we check, for example, the stablecoin supply, it's reducing. Even it looks like it wants to lift up a little bit, but it's reducing again. So they are burning stablecoins. They are just sucking capital from the crypto market. If we check, for example, here, the reserves in stablecoins on centralized exchanges, it was declining all the time. This one looks not really organic, and usually when they do that, means the centralized exchanges refilled their stablecoins reserves because they, well, they have to maintain a certain yeah, volume, and well, they missed that. So like they did here, as you can see, or like they did here, as you can see as well. So it seems they need to refill this stablecoin reserves when they reached a certain low level. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they are really expecting a sell-off. I really don't know at the moment. Let us go forward. So also here, to be honest, also nothing big happened here. Absolutely nothing big. We had some. I mean, we remember we had some bigger inflows, but 3,900 bitcoins here, 1,800 bitcoins here, and that was the biggest. Today in the morning, 2,200. Right now, in the last few hours, we received almost 3,000 bitcoins. So it's not big. It's really not big. Of course, we are not seeing any big outflows at the same time. What we see here, and that was big, someone started to sell. I don't know if he started to sell bitcoins or alts, I don't know, but we see here, for example, 130 millions in stablecoins outflow, another 120 million, so 250 millions. Okay. So if we check that here, we can see 140 millions inflow, and few hours later another 160 millions inflow. Then just few hours later 80 millions outflow. Right now the outflow is lifting up again. 56 millions outflow, almost no inflows. So it's really hard to say at the moment what's happening, to be honest. You know, I'm straight. I'm very transparent. I will tell you, but at the moment it looks just too quiet, just too quiet, and it doesn't make me nervous. But well, I would like to know what's going to happen next because at the moment it I mean, Bitcoin is just following SPY at the moment. SPY is pushing hard to the upside. Bitcoin is following. That's everything. And that's it. And we know the change of narrative. So everything I have mentioned just a few minutes ago, it seems that's it. That's the whole story. They're pushing the price to the upside, and that's it. So I don't see here anything that could let me expect, wow, we are going to moon next or we are going to crash. At least not related to flows. And as you know, I'm very, very careful because the weights ratio is always indicating they are sending bitcoins to the exchanges, and usually then they let bitcoins there to dump afterwards. But they would never, 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 never let their 100,000 bitcoins for a month to wait to dump. So I'm still missing the dump. It's not happening. What should I say? I can't say anything about that. I'm very surprised. Didn't happen yet. We will see. Let us go forward. So what we see here, funding rates lifted up, funding rates declined hard, funding rates lifted up, funding rate is declining, or at least right now it looks like to the upside. But however, leverage ratio to the downside, open interest to the downside. So both, everything they are scalping all the time, retailers. I guess many retailers are just giving up and staying away. I mean, that could be the next consequence, that many retailers, many traders say, that's a fuckery all the time, so I go. Um, if that's the case, worst case for exchanges, of course, because if they can't even make money with futures anymore, or not that much, if we check, for example, what they are doing, I mean, look that's futures, the future market. Well, my mouse. Oh, thanks. Okay, great. Let us try again. That's the future market. It's indicating we are declining. Even it's of course still above of the level we had just before of 2018 or 2020 even. Um, we know that the future market have started in 2017, and at the moment we are still above but reducing. So if I mean that's the spot market. it's we are even below the 2018 level. If that's going to happen with the future market as well, forget that. I mean, where's going the money coming from? Well, we'll see. But that's what they are doing all the time, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. We have here, for example, one big stablecoin inflow, 220 millions, not that big anymore like we had just in the last month, but it's a sign. While afterwards the funding rate declined very hard. At the same time here we had the opposite, while the funding rate lifted up afterwards. And yeah, so they are, it seems, making with big volume but short-term trades, even the ways it looks like. Let us go forward and check what's happening here. That should make me more bearish at the moment. We have almost 1.4 billion on longs, but we had less. We have now 1.3 billion in shorts. Yeah, I mean, nobody knows exactly, are we going up, are we going down? I just can't trade my metrics as I'm not trading, and I'm, as mentioned, very happy about that. We see nothing, just absolutely nothing. Um, it looks very, yeah, so shorts are rising because the price is going to the upside. That's something that's common, and we need to see. We have, well, on Ethereum, people are at least more more bearish. It seems we have more shorts there than longs. Let us take a look to, wow, what was that? Okay, didn't know that. Yeah, that's right. I didn't open. Oh, Kingfisher, come on. Don't tell me. Oh no. Okay, it's working. Great. Let us check here. Takes a little bit. So while we can check, yeah, so Bitcoin is lifting up even more and more and more. Right now at 23,300. Looking like we are done with the correction and we will go up. I said at 22,400 we need to be careful and we need to check what's going to happen next. We did at the end 22,600 and that's it. What we can see here is at the moment that we have a lot of contracts with extremely low leverage but shorting. So we can see it seems, if I'm right, and with the Kingfisher I'm not really sure if I'm right, that much more contracts are on the short side than on the long side. So means less contracts, but as that is Binance, we know we have 1.4 billions, means less contracts, but with more volume, indicating whales. And that will be retailers. That's my interpretation. So let us check what FTX is doing. Also, that takes a little bit. And sometimes a little bit more. So, as we see here as well, is wow, exactly the same, to be honest. We have here on the long side, also here, big bars. It seems indicating we have here much more contracts, so low leverage. We have, it seems here, a high leverage. That's why their liquidation price is very close to our current price. But a lot of people just at 24,000, it seems, shorting, or at least with a high leverage. And then with, yeah, 33,700. So also looking more like, a low leverage positions. And that's it. That's absolutely it. So I have missed yesterday to contact Kingfisher to understand exactly, because I have seen some people have a different charts here. I'm using always the same setup here. It's from Skew, if I'm not wrong. And I see some people use a different, sorry, a different setup. I will contact the Kingfisher because I really like what they are doing, but I don't understand that. Because if that's not the volume, what exactly is that? Is that indicating me we have here 43.7 million contracts? I really don't know. However, let us go forward. So, what's happening here? And that's a really interesting part, in my opinion, because um, as you know, that here is again moving against the trend. While these are declining, these are going up. While they are reducing, so negative CBD indicating the volume delta is more negative, they are selling more than buying, the aggregated CBD futures coin margin, so Bitcoin collateral futures are lifting up, confirming a little bit also what I said just in the last few days. It seems they are hedging. So that's not that bullish when, you know, when they are buying, but at the same time they are hedging to minimize their risk. So why risk? What are they expecting then? And that's really interesting. Let us take a look to the 30 minutes and look. I mean, that's really, really, really interesting. I mean, we have different actors, but however, that's really interesting. Why they went down, these guys started to long. Hmm. So selling and hedging, it's possible. Doing exactly the same, but it's always related to a risk management strategy, and that's really confusing. It seems again a pump and dump. I really don't know I don't know if someone is really training that all the time because I don't know, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Wow. Up, down all the time since, well, 4 days now. So it's really crazy what they are doing, and in my opinion, if that's a different version of capitulation when people just say, "Fuck off, I invest my money in something else." Um, it's sad to see that. To be honest, I don't like to see that. I really don't like to see that. They did the same, of course, different way, right? So up, a little bit down, up, a little bit down, up, then sideways run, and then distribute. But distribute in a way that's not aggressive anymore. Sorry. Instead, just distributing, scalping some shorts, then distribute more, scalping some shorts, and so on and so forth. So it's really crazy. So they don't want to let you make some money, it seems. Of course, if you are trading with big volume and instead just with low leverage, it's possible. But I don't know. Why is the price declining in that way? Let us see. So, okay. Yeah, well, the next Ponzi. Okay, we can see just the XY is lifting up now, while of course those two just failed again to have its break to the upside, and Bitcoin should follow. However, we will see how long because yeah, even I was expecting since few days that the XY could go and retest its area of 108. We will see if it's going to play out or not. At the moment, I would be very careful, to be honest. So let us go back and check what's happening here. Oh God, Coinalize. I don't get why I need to refresh the sites over and over again. So, Coinbase. Buying, 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 as usual. Buying and selling, distributing, it seems. Bitfenix distributing. And then we have Binance Perp here. Let us check. Yeah, it went up all the time and it declined while the open interest is rising, indicating they were expecting the next move to the downside, it seems. So, yeah, interesting, interesting, interesting. We will see if Bitcoin, because at the moment looks like Bitcoin in a better conditions than SPY and SPX. I was expecting to see SPX dump and even SPY. It's not happening. It's really just pain, big pain. Even here, VIX, yeah, it went up, but it's declining again. I really don't know how that works. I really don't know how that works. Wow, look the candles that, Jesus. So, hmm, I don't like that. So at the moment they are longing a lot with Bitcoin collateral and now reducing. Let us go forward and check what they are doing. Market makers, nothing. Let us check here the entities. They maintain 4,920,000, so they reduced a little bit, but nothing. These guys are in a trend to the upside, it seems, so lifting up in balances. They are looking like they want to go down again or reduce their balances, and retailers here, shrimps, looks like they want to see what's going to happen next, and retailers just buying. And these guys, yeah, nothing. Just declining a little bit, but nothing. Let us go forward. So let us see. Coinbase. Nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing. The only thing is they are reinforcing now its wall at 25k, so it wouldn't surprise me if we go to the 25k next, to be honest. The next big wall would be at 20k. Derivate, let us see, 26.5, the next big wall 24, and to the downside 22,200. That's perp, by the way. Bitstamp. Bitstamp only here 22,200. That's it. Binance. That's Binance Spot. Binance Spot indicating the max is at 25k. Well, and then they have, yeah, 28, 30, 35. Oh, some walls there, but the biggest one here close to the price would be at 22,000 and 25. Bitfenix spot. Bitfenix spot. The next bigger wall would be at 21,200. Well, and 25,500. FTX perp. Then next bigger wall here 21,800. Otherwise here 22,400 and 24,800. Kraken spot 25 and 21,500. Also a lot of volume here waiting. Bitmax also here expecting 25. They're reducing their wall at 22,200. That's interesting. We have another wall at 24. The next big one would be at 17. Bitfenix perp. For that we need to reduce here a little bit. We see absolutely nothing. They remove the wall here to the upside. The next big one would be at 31. That's it. Otherwise 21,600. Kraken futures. Nothing. FTX spot. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Binance futures. They remove the wall at 24,300. They remove the wall at 25,200. The next one would be at 26,800. Otherwise 22. And as you see here, what they are doing, they are pushing the price down. They push the price up, down, down, up, up, down. Wow. Wow. So, nothing new, to be honest. Absolutely nothing new. Nothing changed since yesterday. let us go forward.